Hey, how's it going? In today's lesson, I want to show you this super easy blues riff that will really just help you play the blues. So let's break into it. I'm Will Ripley. This is Campfire Guitar Star. All right, guys, so I want to show you this super easy blues riff. And this is really cool because we're going to play it in the key of A, but just know that this is movable. You can play this really in any key. It's a great rhythm guitar part, and also really what I want you to get out of this lesson is to be able to understand what the 12-bar blues is and how to play it, okay? Because once you learn this, it's going to be awesome because you're going to be able to play the blues with other people and be able to jam with other people. Okay, so this is really the framework and the foundation of the blues, and it's a great rhythm guitar part to know. And make sure to grab the PDF for this lesson. You'll find that in the description below and the comments below. That has all the tabs, the chords, everything that you need to go along with this lesson. So make sure to grab that and get a hold of that. So the riff that I want to show you here today, there's a few different variations, but we'll land on one, but I'll just give you a couple of ideas of what it sounds like. Okay, there's something like that, or okay, something like that, or another slight variation. Okay, or even okay, so probably you're seeing that we're all using these same notes, and yeah, it just kind of comes down to what it is that you want to do with that particular riff sequence. But what we'll do in today's lesson is we'll do that last one, basically the most easy of all the versions. And this is a really easy little shape because we're going to play two notes on the 5th fret of the low E string. Okay, two notes, the D string, 2 frets up, which is 2 strings over. Okay, we're going to go down 2 frets from there and play that note twice. And then we're going to finish off on the 7th fret of the A string and play that note 2 times. So it's all about playing each note twice, right? So we got... And then once you get kind of more the feel and the rhythm, and just in case yours is sounding like this, no, there's nothing wrong with that. However, you'll see that I'm doing just a little press up with my finger, and that's each time I lift up my finger, I can actually stop that string, right? So keep that in mind. And because when we do the shuffle rhythm, which sounds like literally if you imagine a horse cart, ka-chunk, 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 like horses galloping, ga-gunk, 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 or like an old man sitting on a rocking chair on the porch, you know, smoking a cigar and listening to the blues. Just whatever kind of imagery helps you get that rhythm. Okay, so make sure to pause, rewind, get that riff down, download the tabs, which is in the description and the comments below, so you can follow along with that. Because here's the thing, is that this is a movable shape. And so the blues really focuses on 3 chords, okay? And what's beautiful about this is that we can take this exact same shape and we can either just move it up a few frets to the 10th fret. Okay, so I'm just using 10 and 12 instead of 5 and 7 fret-wise, right? So 10, 12, 10, 12, okay? In that exact same pattern on the exact same strings. Okay, and you can probably hear for yourself that that is the natural change in a blues, right? So we got... Right? There's something very bluesy and musical and kind of correct sounding about that, isn't there? And so the reason for that is because those 2 notes, or those 2 chords, go together in the blues. And what we just played there was an A. So we got this riff on A, because 5th fret of the low string is A. And then we're just moving that up to 10th fret, which is D. which is what we call the 4 chord in the blues, okay? So now we can even move this one more to make it complete that kind of bluesy sound by moving this riff up to 12th fret. Okay, there's something really bluesy about that, isn't there? So again, exact same riff, exact same like combination of frets and the exact same spacing in between your fingers, right? So if you have that first riff, 10th fret we talked about, and then just move it up to 12th fret, down to 10th fret, back to 5th fret. Okay, so even just messing around with those 3 shapes will get this super easy blues riff just happening for you and start getting the blues happening, you know? So it's really, really sweet that way. But more than just showing you the riff in today's lesson, what I really want to show you is how to play these riffs together in a full 12-bar blues, like the sequence of the blues, okay? There's this format that we're gonna use this as an example of to play a full, complete, and entire blues song. Okay, so does that sound good? So stick with me here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this riff and we're gonna play a 12-bar blues with a quick 4. Okay, and I'll explain what that is in a second. But we're also gonna complete the song at the very end of the cycle. We're gonna play what's called a turnaround. Okay, so those are some must-know blues terms. So once you get these riffs on your fingers, again, grab that tab, pause, rewind, get those riffs onto your fingers because we're gonna glue them together now and play a song. And I think at this point it's important to mention that this 10th fret and 12th fret can also be played on the 5th fret of the A string and the 7th fret of the A string. So you'll hear for yourself that this note is the same as 10th fret, and if it's not, chances are your guitar's out of tune, right? So just see for yourself. Yes, they have different tones, okay? One's like, it's a little more twangy. This is more kind of rounder and darker, but you can hear that they're actually the same note. It almost sounds like I'm playing one string there when I play them at the same time, okay? And bonus points if you can reach the 10th fret with your pinky and 5th fret with your first finger. Okay, so anyways, so what that means is that instead of going okay, that's a pretty big move, right? We have to go all the way from the 5th fret all the way to the 10th fret. But check this out, we can also go, seems a lot easier, doesn't it? Because all I did was I just moved the exact same riff down starting to the A string, okay? So this kind of completes this whole title of this lesson for super easy blues riffs because check it out. We just moved this exact same thing down to A, up to the G string, okay? That's all on the G string, and then complete the cycle on your D string, okay? So now, like I said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these 3 positions and play a song out of them, okay? Because we've got this first position, the second position, and this third position. Okay, the 1 and the 4 and the 5. Okay, so now here's how the 12-bar blues sequence goes with a quick 4. Okay, so this is some blues terminology for you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play the first riff once. We're gonna go right to the second riff. And we're gonna go right back to the first riff. But this time we're gonna play it twice. Okay, so there's the first 4 bars of your 12-bar blues. So we're 1/3 of the way through already. So why don't we just grab that together? We'll go like, dun, 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 dun. 1, 2, ready, go. Switch. And back to the first one. And stay there. Okay, so again, there's the first 4 bars of that 12-bar blues sequence because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'll notice there that I counted 4 groupings of 4 beats, okay? So maybe just pause the video, roll it back, make sure you can play along with that part, okay? Because we're gonna be moving fast here. So after that first line, we're gonna go back up to the second riff, the 4 chord, the D note, this 5th fret of the A string, whatever you wanna call it, whatever makes the most sense to you, okay? And so here we've got, okay, we play this twice now before we go back to the first riff. Okay, so 2 and 2, okay? So what that would look like is we've got that first line that we already talked about. So now we're gonna start on the A string here. So let's just go ahead and play this riff twice and then the first riff twice, okay? So we're starting here. 1, 2, ready, go. Back to the first riff. And we're playing that twice. All right, so that brings us to the final 4 bars, okay? So now we're gonna go up to the 7th fret of the A string. We're gonna play that exact same riff, but here's the deal. We only are gonna play this once before we go down to the 4 chord, the D note, okay? 5th fret of the A string, whatever makes sense to you. Play that once, and then back to the first home root note. And right here, we're gonna play a turnaround. And so let's start here, 7th fret of the A string. We're gonna play this riff once, the D string, the D note on the 5th fret of the A string. We're gonna play that riff once, and then we're just gonna finish off right there, because that's gonna be where our turnaround is gonna happen. So here we go, 1 and 1, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, switch. Okay, that's all you had to do there. So maybe you want to pause, rewind, just play that one little bit, make sure you get that on your fingers. Okay, now this brings us to our turnaround. And of course, the turnaround is going to be what flips the song around, turns the song around to the very start again. So what that's going to look like is this nice musical little ditty. Sounds like this. Okay, we get a little triangular pyramid type shape. This is an E7 chord, okay? So, but you'll see here this very bluesy move of going 5 and then find your 4th fret of the A string and just ascend up 1 fret at a time, okay? And then hit that low E string, build up the chord, hit the E string again, chord again, and you're done, okay? Back to the top. That's gonna be what turns this whole thing around. So again, 5, 4, 5, 6, open string, chord, open string, chord. Okay, in a more musical way, it would sound something like this. One more time, see if you can play it with me. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, and again, that's gonna be right back to the start where we've tackled some of these parts already. So let's just do that last line. So we're gonna go 7th fret of the A string, we're gonna play that riff once. 5th fret, we play that once, and then it's the turnaround. And in terms of these fingers, I would probably start with my 2nd finger. And you can see I'm ascending up into my 2nd finger because that's pretty handy when you go to build up that chord, right? All right, so let's go ahead and play that last line. Starting here, 7th fret of the A string. 1, 2, ready, go. And the turnaround. All right, so that again brings us back to the very start of our sequence. And if you've been keeping up with this lesson up to this point and you get those tabs downloaded and you see everything and see the order of everything and have those little bits practiced up, now it's time to glue everything together, okay? So we've got this 12-bar blues cycle. And it seems complex, right? It seems like, okay, well, we play the first riff once, then to the second riff once, back to the first riff twice, back to the second riff twice, and all this kind of stuff, right? It's like, it gets, like, it's too confusing when you try to speak it out like that. Because here's the thing about the blues is that this 12-bar blues sequence will begin to feel more natural than I can even explain to you. You know, you'll just be able to anticipate the changes, especially if you've listened to the blues and you know what the blues is all about. So what I'm going to do here is you have access to the tabs. You have access to this lesson where we break down each individual line. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little play along section of the lesson. So I invite you to play along with me, and we're going to take the full 12-bar blues with that turnaround at the very end. I'm going to play it nice and slow. Okay. And we're going to play it a full 2 times through. Okay. So this is the part of the video that you want to pause and rewind and restart and see if you can nail this. Okay, because this is some, you know, foundational blues goodness. All right, so let's hop in here. So again, 5th fret, and just a heads up, we're going to play this first riff once, on to the second riff once, back to the first riff, okay, because that's the quick 4. Okay, we're going to go to the second riff a little bit faster than in your standard blues, but it sounds really good with this riff. All right, so we'll take it something like this. Dum, 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 da, dum, da, dum. Okay, so there's our tempo. Tempo established. First note ready. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2. 1, 2. Ready, go. Okay, there's a little way to end it because it doesn't sound very finished if we finish off. So much tension. Where's the release? Okay, so I just moved up that triangular pyramid type shape, this 7th chord, up to the 12, 11, 12. And just did a little slide. Okay, and there's your finalized blues form. So here's the deal, guys. Download those tabs, get this thing practiced, rewind that part where we played through the whole form twice. And of course, I break down each 4-bar phrase of this super easy blues riff for you. But what this will do for you is, like what you learned in today's lesson is a 12-bar blues in the key of A with a quick 4 and a turnaround, okay? So whether or not you realize all the stuff that's in your back pocket now, but that's the terminology. That's what you're soaking up in today's lesson. So I hope you enjoyed it. Do leave a thumbs up if this helped you. Drop a comment. Let me know how you're coming along with your blues guitar playing. And of course, check us out over at campfireguitarstar.com. And in fact, we have an entire blues series called Blues Guitar Star. And you can check that out at campfireguitarstar.com/blues. I'll make sure to have that link in the description below. And if you don't have it already, guys, I'd highly recommend the 5-Minute Guitar System. This is a physical book that we actually provide for free. Okay, all you have to do is pay for the shipping of the book. And then also we have a complete video course that goes along with this book. So I got actually Born Under a Bad Sign, Albert King in here, and all kinds of blues chords and just kind of classic songs and stuff. So this is a great way to support Campfire Guitar Star and the channel by getting this book. So we really appreciate that. And let me know how you made out with this lesson. And until the next one, keep on ripping it up.